Hi. So, for those of you who don't know me, which will probably be most, my name is Morgan. I'm a mom of three kids. My youngest, Joshua, he is 4. He got his diagnosis at 3 years old that he has autism stage 3. And stage 3 is on the higher end of the spectrum, which means that autism affects my son every day. He's nonverbal. He does speak, he does say things, but when somebody who is autistic, when they're considered nonverbal, it means that they can't hold a conversation with you. Like, you can't ask my son if he has to use the bathroom, if he's hungry. You can ask him, but if you're going to get a sensible answer, probably not. My intentions for this is to show a lot of people that, one, they're not alone. So if you're a parent and you're on the spectrum, you're a grandparent, a loved one, a guardian of somebody on the spectrum, and you're feeling alone, I just want you to know you're not. It's autism, as beautiful as my son is, autism is a scary place for me. I wonder every day about my son's future, and it scares me. But I don't want to live in fear anymore. I don't want to live in fear about what's my son's future is going to hold, because I've decided today we are going to fight for him. Not that I haven't been fighting for him, but today we are going to fight as hard as we can and as long as we can to make the world a better place for not only my son, but for everyone with autism. And how are we going to do that? We're going to do that by spreading awareness. We're going to do that by educating as many people as we can. I'm in a support group for parents of autistic children, and one of the things, like, people say a lot of hurtful things to parents of autism or autistic children, and one of the things we get told a lot is, well, your child doesn't look autistic. Autistic isn't like a look. You don't look autistic. It can happen to anybody. It's a mental thing. You don't look at someone and say, oh, well, you look bipolar. Okay. But a lot of people also just don't know what autism is. And that's fine, because if we're being honest, I heard of autism. I thought I knew what autism was, but I barely knew when I started researching. So I want to share my findings with you, and I highly suggest that you do your own research as well. You can never be too educated. You could never be too informed. And honestly, I'm open for suggestions and being educated myself. This channel is a place of love and a place of comfort. So if you have any negative comments, please feel free to see your way out. We don't have time for that here. I hope that we can make the communities, at least our community, I want every community to feel safer, but I want every parent to feel comfortable that their kid is going to be understood, loved and cared for when we're not around. And I think that by educating a lot of people and spreading awareness and just advocating for our kids, I'm hoping we can make the world a better place for them. Statistics have shown that 1 out of 44 kids have autism, or at least have been diagnosed with autism. And I mean, that's a pretty high enough number for me where I feel like we should be spreading awareness more. I think we should be doing more studies. I think we should be figuring out how we can help these kids more. I don't know why it hasn't been. I mean, I guess I do. Let's be real here. Here in America, mental health has not been a top priority for years. It still isn't. But it needs to be explored more. It needs to be addressed more. There needs to be more. When talking to my son's school and finding out his needs and stuff, you know, I called around to find out like more, to get more services for him, and everything's booked. Well, how is it that there's so many kids who need these services, but they're just not available? Like, that's unacceptable. And one of Joshy's teachers had told me, well, I know a kid who's higher on the spectrum and is worse off than he is, and he's not getting any services. How is that okay? How are we not furious? And I'm furious, and we need to do better. And I'm not going to stop until there is more. No child should have to get turned down. No child should have to go without. No child should have to literally suffer because they're not getting the help that they need. I don't know how far this will go, but I will advocate and I will fight until every child's needs are met. I know I've talked a lot about my son and, you know, his services and things along those lines, but I guess I want to talk more in depth about what autism is, and I'll explain it the way my son's neurologist explained it to me. So she said that helping a child with autism is similar to teaching an adult who had a stroke. Their brain wires are not formed the same as a neurotypical person's. So you have to retrain them how to speak, how to talk, how to feed, and all that fun stuff. Sometimes it works better for others than it does for some. It is a social disease. It doesn't, or disorder, I'm sorry, it's not a disease. A lot of children on the spectrum, it doesn't affect them intellectually. A lot of them are actually really intelligent. They believe that Albert Einstein was autistic. I've been told that Elon Musk is autistic. I know some people don't like him, some people do, but he's still the richest man in the world right now, so kudos to you, my friend. I believe he has Asperger's, which is the lower end of the spectrum. It's kind of, we'll go into all that on another video. But the creator of Pokemon was also autistic, which is pretty cool because I love Pokemon. I mean, there's a ton of famous people who are autistic, but I mean, I want it to be normalized. I want it to be, I don't want a kid to start stimming, which a lot of times they'll do this, they'll flick their ears. I don't want somebody to do that and be made fun of. I want my son to be in school, and if he gets flappy when he gets happy, I don't want him to be made fun of. I want him to be accepted. I want him to be celebrated for who he is. And I think we need to start with our younger children and start them young and just get them introduced to what autism is and let them know, like, it's not scary. If we can do that for everybody else and every other thing, why can't we do that for mental health? Why can't we make it okay? You know, I read stories of these parents from my support group where they're saying how their kids get bullied, and it's unacceptable. It is. It's unacceptable. We need to do better as parents, and we need to do better. Stop, Max. We need to do better in general for these kids and for these families. And I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. I really should have took notes, but I've been saying I was going to make this video for a long time, and I apologize that I didn't. And it's time. It's time that we fight. It's time that we move forward. So with that being said, I promise next video I'll be a little more together. But I wanted to introduce myself, introduce my story, let you guys know what I'm here for, and how we're gonna move forward. I'm gonna post what we'll need for our next video if you guys are going to follow along. My next video is going to be more for parents who are struggling trying to get their kid to sleep at night. I'm going to show you guys my bedtime routine with Joshua. We try to stay as consistent as possible, my husband and I, but I mean, in the world of autism, anything can happen, so it is what it is. But I'll post some things that you guys will need, and if you guys want to follow along or try it, you guys are more than welcome to. But I don't, like I said, I'm also up for any tips and advice if you guys see any, as long as they are from a place of love and not hurtful, because like I said, you could kick rocks with that. On that note, I hope that you guys are all well. I hope you guys are all taking care of yourselves and are in a good place mentally. It's been a rough couple of years for all of us, and it's time to heal. It's time to grow, and you're all in my heart. Thank you.